Coming to you live from heaven's #1 source of news, the Faith News Network.
With us as we cover God's gift of faith throughout the ages.
From the Pearly Gate Plaza, it's your hosts, Cameron Flowers and Summer Showers.
Heavenly morning, Cameron and Summer. We are here in Israel, where everyone is abuzz about the subject of our Faith News feature this morning.
That's right. What the people are saying here is that Noah has been building a very large boat for decades. And if you know the dry weather around here, you know that's pretty weird.
Let's get it straight from his wife, Mrs. Noah.
Hello. Just speak into the microphone here.
That gold stick?
Yes, the gold stick.
So, can you tell us a little about what's going on with your husband, Noah?
If you're gonna make fun of him too, I'm not gonna.
Oh no, we are very interested in the construction project that's going on here.
Oh, in that case, years and years ago, Noah told me that God said he should build a very big boat called an ark. An ark, you've heard of it? And of course I told him it's gonna be expensive.
I'd imagine so.
You have no idea. So he builds the boat. I think, what do I care? He has a hobby. Then he says he wants to put animals in it. But get this, not just the animals we own. He wants to put 2 of every animal on the boat.
That's a lot of animals.
Clean up on aisle 5. Exactly. So guess what I've been doing for the past year? Starting our own zoo. But don't think I'm complaining, mind you. All God's creatures are very valuable, and I don't want to be...
Miss Noah, I don't mean to interrupt, but do you think we could get your husband to come over?
Sure, I gotta go feed the camels and giraffes anyway. Hey, Noah! Yes? Come meet my new friends. They're not making fun of us. They're actually interested in what God had to say.
Definitely.
Well, you know,
Talk into the golden stick, honey.
I've learned that when God says something, I should obey. He never has given me a reason to doubt him. And if God says it's gonna rain, it's gonna rain.
Heard them say,
if I see it, then I'll believe it. 'Cause
Crazy, we're living in a desert.
grab some sunscreen. It's crazy to believe something you can't see. So what do you say now, Noah? Hey, Noah.
It's gonna rain.
But seeing is believing.
It's gonna rain.
But seeing is believing.
Doesn't make sense.
We're living in a desert.
I believe it's the same.
Noah,
He will not let me down, though it's dry as a desert in town. I trust his word is true. What he says he's gonna do. Oh, it's gonna rain.
It's gonna rain.
Oh, it's gonna rain.
It doesn't make sense.
Oh, it's gonna rain.
I believe it's the same.
Oh, it's gonna rain.
what's that? What's happening? Why do I feel wet?
Drip, drop what's falling from the sky. Drip, drop, I can't believe my eyes. Drip, drop what's falling from the sky. Drip, drop, I can't believe my eyes. It's gonna rain. Oh, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. Oh, it's gonna rain.
I believe it's the same.
I believe just the same. Oh, it's gonna rain.
Here comes the rain. And that brings us to the weather forecast with our own summer showers.
Thank you, Seaflow. Yes, as you just saw, it is currently raining in Noah's neighborhood. Meanwhile, in the desert between Elim and Sinai, manna and quail are raining from the sky. That's right, God is providing for his hungry people by actually making food fall from the sky. Hallelujah! I'm always excited to see what God does next. Of course, in that desert, it is hot, hot, hot. Not a drop of rain there.
While Summer's making her way back to the desk, let's go to commercial. Just kidding. Everyone knows there's no commercials in heaven.
Wasn't it amazing to see the faith of Noah, especially when the skies were clear and it didn't seem like it would ever rain?
It sure was. You know, having faith means you are certain that what God says is real, even though you can't see it. Let's go back to Sarah and Chara on the ground reporting in Susa.
Thank you, Seaflow. We are the ground in the Persian capital of Susa, talking with Queen Esther, who has quite a story to tell.
I'll say she does. Queen, can you give our heavenly viewers a little background on your story?
Viewers?
Never mind.
Well,
Okay, well, the king has been searching for a new queen, and he brought a bunch of us to live at the palace, where they pampered us with spa treatments almost every day for a year. It was quite luxurious.
I should say so.
And then, can you believe, out of all those girls, the king picked me to be his queen?
That's quite an honor, but I understand that you are facing what could be a life or death situation. Can you tell us more?
Before I became queen, my cousin Mordecai made me promise not to tell anyone that I am a Jew. But now there's a horrible man named Haman working for the king who wants to kill all the Jewish people.
Unbelievable! Can't you talk to him about it?
Well, we have very specific laws here. Even as queen, I'm not allowed to go see the king unless he invites me. Anyone who goes in to see the king without an invitation could be killed. Mercy! We have all been fasting and praying to God. Honestly, it's a pretty scary decision, but Mordecai says this may even be the reason I became queen for this very moment.
What a story! I almost flew out of my seat. I'm just receiving word that the king has granted Esther's request to come see him.
And it looks like the king has removed Haman from power. Because of the faith of Esther, the entire Jewish people will be saved.
Hey. Her very life was in danger, but she risked it all and trusted that God had led her to that moment for a reason. And that's faith of faith of faith news.
You know, Summer, sometimes God causes people to do dangerous things when they trust him. It reminds me of the time where a man named Saul, who was killing all Christians. Everyone had heard of him, and he was scary.
Yeah, super scary. I remember that. You know, I think this is the perfect moment for what Seaflo and I like to call fantastic faithing.
In Fantastic Faithing, Summer and I compete with each other, acting out stories of heroes of the faith. Every time the bell chimes, we switch places. You participate in the voting by clapping your wings as we go along. Ready? Let me hear those wings.
In today's Fantastic Faithing, we remember the story of Ananias and Saul.
Let's get started. Saul had been on the road to Tarsus when he heard a loud voice. It was Jesus talking to him, but then he was blind.
So one day, this chill dude named Ananias was minding his own business when God tells him to go find the scary guy Saul and lay his hands on him so he could regain his sight. Regain his sight? Saul wasn't blind, was he? Sounded like a trick. Why would God have Ananias reveal he was a Christian to the man who was hunting Christians?
But our God is big, bigger, and Ananias was part of God's grander plan. When Saul was on the road, blind as a bat, and Jesus spoke to him, he said a man named Ananias would find him and help him restore his sight.
Ananias had to trust what God was saying, Ananias had to trust what God said to do even without knowing the details, or even if he would be safe. Once Ananias obeyed in faith,
Saul's sight returned, and he changed his name to Paul,
who wrote much of the New Testament. God did a mighty work in his life, and that's fantastic faithing.
Fantastic what?
is trusting that God is in control and he is faithful.
I don't think that's a word, but it should be.
Let's jump to sports. As you know, the Halos and Flappers are competing today in the final tournament of the season.
One thing you'll want to keep an eye out for is the leap of faith that both teams will be using. It is the mightiest slam dunk in heaven.
Let's go to the Hall of Faith now.
Fair in heaven.
God stands firm in faith. Be courageous and strong. Everything in love.
And God stand firm in faith. Be courageous, be strong. Everything in love. Dribble, dribble, dribble. Now pass the ball, pass the ball. Dribble, dribble, dribble. Now shoot, score. Dribble, dribble, dribble. Now pass the ball, pass the ball. Remember, no flying allowed.
Everyone can slam dunk in heaven. If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move, and it will move.
As a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. Nothing will be impossible for you.
Go Halos and go Flowers.
What a name!
Let's take a minute to go to traffic with our own Cameron Flowers.
There was a slowdown of angels praising near the Gate of Awesomeness. The overflow traffic from the Hall of Faith has been rerouted past the Celebration Coliseum and the Sugar Praisatorium. For traffic on the ground, we go to our correspondent, Fly Wingspan. Wingspan, can you hear me?
Yes, Chief Flo. I'm here flying over Bethlehem where there's a camel breakdown on the side of the road. It's going to take a while to clear those two speed humps. On the side, over at Sampson's Village, two enormous pillars have fallen down, blocking all access to the main road. If you travel back a few centuries with me, over all the roads at the Red Sea just emptied, so you'll have smooth traveling there, and that's traffic with the Wingspan. Back to you, Flo.
Thanks for that Eye in the Sky report, Wingspan. Now, we take you back to Chera and Sarah, where, am I hearing this right? Yes, they are walking. I repeat, they are not flying, but walking, with a large group around the city of Jericho.
Okay, take up the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord and have the 7 priests carry trumpets in front of it.
Excuse me, may we talk to you?
If you can walk with and keep up, sure.
My sources tell me that you and your people have been walking in circles around this city for the past 6 days. Can you tell us why?
Sure can. I was near Jericho, when 2 angels appeared from before me and have take off my sandals, for you're standing on holy ground.
Oh, that was my friend Mike, and he told me about that.
Huh?
Never mind.
Anyway, the angel told me that the Lord has delivered the Jericho into our hands. We just needed it to march one time around the city for 6 days. So that's what we been doing. But today we are supposed to march around the city 7 times with the priests carrying trumpets. Then after a final trumpet blast, the whole army will shout.
And the walls of Jericho will fall to the ground.
Yes, that's what the angel told me. How did you know?
Never mind.
This is so exciting. But I noticed the people back in the wall towers were laughing at you. They didn't seem too concerned. And how does this make you feel?
Following God can sometimes seem a little silly, especially when what He makes you do seems impossible. Each step of faith takes effort, but it gets easier as you walk with Him. Which reminds me, word to the wise: if you're going to walk around a city 7 times, you better put on some sensible shoes.
It was the 7th day in Jericho, the day that they've been waiting for.
They marched around the city walls every day the week before.
As they raced and trust with faith,
you see those walls fall?
I sure did. And look, I'm wearing my own pair of walking shoes. They come in handy on the Prince of Peace hiking trail.
How about the faith of Joshua? It took faith to believe that just walking in circles would make the wall of an entire city crumble. You know, Summer, faith sometimes looks like foolishness, but it's what pleases God.
So true, Seaflow. Let's go to the ground with Cherry and Sarah. What's happening down there?
I'm here with a man named Moses, who has an amazing story. There's action, drama, even shrubbery. Moses, what can you tell us?
I don't really like talking that much. I'm not really a great speaker.
Don't worry about that. Just start from the beginning. I understand that you heard God speak to you. When? How?
I was talking to my sheep when I saw a bush on fire. But the weird thing was, it just wouldn't burn up. Then I heard a voice calling to me from the bush. It called my name.
And it was God.
Yes?
Do you remember what he said?
How could I forget? He said, take off your sandals, for the place where you're standing is holy ground.
Holy ground. That must have been exciting.
I was terrified. Then he said he wanted to rescue us from the Egyptians and lead us into a land flowing with milk and honey.
I bet you ran to tell the Israelites.
Not at first. Like I said, I'm not the greatest speaker. I mean, who would believe me? But he said to say, I am who I am. The Lord, the God of your fathers, has sent me to you. So I'm going to go tell the Israelites what God said, and then I have to tell Pharaoh to let God's people go.
Oh. Wait, now?
Yeah, like right now. That's why I'm so nervous.
Well, there you have it, folks. It's about to get really exciting down here with Moses. Let's listen in.
God of the Israelites, just for you. Seen the suffering of His people under our hand, and He is gonna lead them out to the promised land. I am the Lord. I am the Lord. So you will let my people go. Let my people go. Go, go, go. The Lord told Moses, just watch what I will do. I'll display my glory through my chosen people, that's you. I will take you as my people, deliver you from harm, and I will save you with my mighty arm. I am the Lord. I am the Lord. So you will let my people go. Let my people go.
No, no, no.
But Pharaoh did not want to let God's people go. But after God brought 10 plagues against the Egyptian people, Pharaoh at last let them go.
Until he changed his mind. The people turned and saw Pharaoh's army marching right behind them. The Red Sea was in front of them. They were trapped. They were terrified and cried out to the Lord. But Moses answered them.
Do not be afraid, stand firm. Do not be afraid, stand firm. You will see deliverance from the Lord. The Lord will fight for you. Just be still.
Then the Lord said to Moses, Raise your staff and stretch out your hand over the sea so that the Israelites can go through the sea on dry ground. I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians so that they will go in after them, and I will be glorified. The Egyptians will know that I am the Lord.
I am happy to report that the Israelites indeed went through the sea on dry ground, with a wall of water on their right and one on their left.
That's right. The Lord used Moses to save Israel from the hands of the Egyptians.
Hallelujah! Well, Faith News Today has one last story to report. After that, I'm representing FNN at the non-denominational Nap Fest on the Golden Clouds.
Of course, a real FNN favorite. Let's go to Chera and Sarah.
We're standing in Hebron, about to talk to Abraham and Sarah. Many of you know them as the parents of the nation of Israel.
Here they are now. Abraham, Sarah.
I understand that you are weak.
I understand that you are leaving your country and your people to go to a new land. Why?
God told us to.
God said he will make us to a great nation, which I think is sort of funny, since I don't have children and I'm not a spring chicken.
I'll never forget it. He said to look up at the heavens and count the stars, and that my descendants would be like that. He said that he would bless me and make me into a great nation.
Yes, and all people will be blessed on earth because of you.
Yes, that's what I said. Did you hear?
It's going around.
That's a pretty big promise.
Yep, but God said it, and I believe him.
Wow, if that doesn't tug at your wings, I don't know what will.
Like I always say, people of the faith may not know where they are going, but they know who called them and who leads them there. That's what faith is.
Abraham agreed to go without knowing where he was going.
Noah built the ark because he believed God.
Moses trusted that God would deliver them from Pharaoh.
Joshua believed God would deliver Jericho into their hands.
Queen Esther risked her life to save her people.
Faith of any size comes through hearing the promises of God, believing them, and acting on them.
You know, to have this faith, we need to know what God has promised. That's why it's so important to read and know the Word of God. All His promises are yes in Christ Jesus.
Promises are true. We believe what He says He'll do.
We'll rejoice no matter what tomorrow brings, and together we will join and sing. Hallelujah, praise the name of Jesus. Hallelujah, praise the name of Jesus.
If we confess our sins, He is faithful and just and will forgive us our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness. 1 John 1:9.
Come unto me, all you that are weary and that are carrying heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28.
Resist the devil and he will flee from you. James 4:7.
Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. So if the Son lets you free, you will be free indeed. John 8:36.
Breaking news. Reports of people of faith are coming in from all over. People are hearing God's promises and believing them.
Will you be in the heavenly headlines